Hi there, this is Chris, Chap in the Cup Moto Legends. Today I'm going to be talking about a new jacket from Spidi. It's a jacket with a removable waterproof membrane. It's called the Hard Track jacket. In fact, it's the third iteration of that jacket. It's called the Hard Track 3. Also going to be talking about a pant, the matching pant. It's called the 4-season pant. Now, please, if you enjoy, if you like what you hear, if you like what you see, please like and subscribe. The Spidi Hard Track 3 is the latest iteration of a jacket that has long sat at the heart of Spidi's adventure offering. It's a jacket with a removable waterproof, which means that in our world, this is what would be termed a proper adventure jacket, in the way that a jacket with a fixed waterproof membrane never can be. And that's because if you're venturing somewhere exotically warm, or if you're working your socks off off-road away from the beaten track, the last thing you want anywhere near your body is a waterproof membrane. You're just bored in a bag like a serving of Uncle Ben's basmati rice. Now, if you don't know a lot about Spidi, then all we can say is that this is a brand that you can have complete faith in. They are the least well known of the Italian trio that includes Dainese and Alpenstars. Spidi is the smallest of the three. It's a family run business, so they simply don't have the funds to throw at MotoGP, which of course the other two do. But when we look at the three, we happen to think that Spidi is at the very top of the tree in terms of quality, style and integrity. Now, Alpenstars and Dainese are very impressive companies, but they are both first and foremost international businesses. They are always chasing volume and they always overproduce. Spidi, by contrast, is first and foremost a motorcycle clothing company. It's got to be said that we don't like everything they produce, but the Hard Track is one of those pieces that we really do. The Hard Track, obviously, is all about layering. Now, layering in its purest form, by which I mean garments where you can remove the waterproof membrane, layering in its purest form is not for everybody. But we would contend that for many people, particularly those who ride largely in nice weather and those who like to go touring to warmer climes, it's the best and certainly the most flexible way to go. Now, the outer jacket is remarkable for two things: its wearability and its features. It's incredibly comfortable, and that's particularly so when worn without the waterproof membrane. Take the membrane out and the jacket will mould to your body like your favourite walking jacket. And in this it's aided by large, highly breathable stretch panels under the arms, down the sleeves, across the shoulders and in the neck. Now obviously it doesn't contain quite the stretch of a jacket like, say, the Clim Marrakesh, but given all the other features you get on this jacket, I don't think it makes a bad effort. Sometimes, of course, comfort comes at the expense of protection, but the Hard Track is AA rated under EN 17092 for abrasion resistance, and it comes fitted as standard with level 2 armour in the elbows and the shoulders. It's large armour too. It's shaped, which is what I think we would always look for if there was a chance of venturing off-road, but the armour is also quite soft, and on the bike we feel you will barely know that you're wearing it. Now the jacket does not come with a back protector as standard. We actually wouldn't fit the Spidi one. Our choice would be a Velcro equipped D3O protector. Now, as we have suggested, the absence of a membrane is what in our book denotes an adventure jacket, but it's the quality of the venting that singles out a good adventure jacket. And the Hard Track is as well vented as pretty much any such jacket that we've come across. What look like large pockets on the chest are actually unzippable vents, and these vents are huge. On a hot day or when you're working up a good sweat off-road, these vents are going to allow a lot of air to reach the body. Now, to complete the package, you get a similar arrangement in the back, but here the vent, it's a single vent, the vent is even huger. And yes, by the way, that is a word. You also get long zip vents that run all the way down from the neck to the elbows. Not that this is the end of the features that you get on the Hard Track, obviously, so let's run through them. Now, at the neck, you get Spidi's clever adjuster system for a better fit. But if it's all about getting air in, the left part of the collar can be pinned back so that it stays open. There are volume adjusters under the arms, at the natural waist, on the biceps, on the forearms. You get zips and Velcro flaps at the end of the sleeves so you can get your gloves inside the cuffs. You also get gusset zips at the hem to allow the jacket just to splay a little when you're sat on the bike. Now obviously all these adjusters serve to improve the way the jacket fits. And what we all know is that if a jacket fits well, it's going to be comfortable to ride in. Now on both the right and left sides of the jacket, just below the chest vents, there are large pockets. The right one is a traditional flat pocket, the left one is a top-loading mesh pocket. Both pockets come with vertical zips that allow them to become side entry hand warmer pockets. At the back of the jacket you get a largish mat pocket, on the outside of which there's another mesh one. That pocket, by the way, can be used to house a bladder. Now at the hem there's a drawstring to enable you to gather the jacket in. There's a fair amount of reflective panelling on the jacket for better nighttime visibility, and you get a zip to enable the jacket to be connected to any Spidi trouser. Bear in mind, of course, that here at Motor Legends we can create zip conversions that will allow you to pretty much connect any brand of jacket to any brand of trouser. The Hard Track jacket comes with both removable thermal and waterproof liners, and the truth is that they will do a job. Now the thermal jacket is filled with 100 grams per square metre of some kind of hollow form fibre. The jacket can be clipped into the outer jacket or it can be worn independently. It will easily pass muster as a destination jacket, by which we mean you can wear it off the bike. Now, when sold independently, this jacket costs £70. So whilst it will serve to take the chill off a cooler day, you should perhaps not expect too much of it. An inner jacket like this one may make a lot of sense in Italy, but it won't be quite as useful here in the UK. So you might be better off bringing your own solution to the party, something perhaps in merino or even a down jacket. Do this and you'll probably stay a lot warmer. You also, of course, get a removable waterproof liner that, according to Spidi, can be worn on the inside or the outside of the jacket. And yes, I think that is doable. Whether you wear the waterproof jacket on the inside or the outside will depend on the circumstances, how heavy the rain is, and for how long you reckon you'll be subjected to it. In lighter rain, or when you're only going to be in it for, say, 1 or 2 hours, you would leave the waterproof liner clipped inside the jacket. But if you're facing a real deluge, or if you're going to be riding in the wet stuff for many hours, you would wear it on the outside of the jacket. And in so doing, you'll prevent what we know as wetting out. That's a situation where the jacket has soaked up so much water that you risk losing body temperature. Now, if this were my jacket, I'd be tempted to use the Klim Zephyr as an internal wind barrier. I would have the Klim Maverick as my down insulating layer, and then I'd have a Scott waterproof to put over the top. But financially, that might be considered excessive, foolhardy even. That may be what I would do, but that doesn't mean in any way that it's sensible. Now here at Motor Legends, we have decided to match the Hard Track jacket with the Spidi 4-season pant. There is in existence a Spidi Hard Track pant, and it's almost identical to the 4-season pant, but the Hard Track does not come in a short leg length, and for us here in the UK, that's quite an important consideration. Now, if you want all the technical spec on the 4-season pant, you should visit the website, but what I'm going to do now is run through the spec in a slightly cursory fashion. In many ways, indeed in most ways, the pant mirrors the jacket. So you get the same AA rating, the same level 2 armour in the hips and the knees, the same huge vents, a removable waterproof liner that can be worn on the inside or the outside of the trousers. There's stretch in the crotch and behind the knees. You get lots of pockets. There's an adjustable mechanism at the waist. You get zips at the bottom of the legs that allow the pants to go pretty much everything or anything other than the very largest adventure boots. You also get lots of reflective stuff, a connecting zip, and so on and so forth. Now he actually expects that many customers will decide to match the Hard Track jacket with a pair of jeans. That is, after all, what we normally recommend as the accompanying lower half for our Klim Marrakesh jacket. And for us, there are lots of advantages with jeans. And if you went down this route, you would simply make sure that you always had some Scott waterproof pants with you on the bike for when they became necessary. But if you're one of those people who feels reassured by wearing an outfit where the top and bottom halves match and when you can zip the two halves together, the 4-season pant obviously is still a nice way to go. Here at Motor Legends, we are fans of layering in whatever form it takes. It won't work for long-distance daily commuters, nor for those who fret constantly about the weather. But it doesn't rain every day here in the UK, despite what you might think. In fact, did you know that this March 2025, it rained only 3 days in March? But on average, it rains 1 day in 4 here in the summer in the UK. And given that most leisure riders will avoid the rain if they possibly can, there are lots of motorcyclists out there who will only rarely find themselves in the wet stuff. And if this sounds like you, having a waterproof jacket as your only option doesn't make a lot of sense. And of course, if you like to head south now and again in search of warmer weather, a waterproof outfit becomes even less attractive. Now, as a company, we are not short of options if layering is the way you want to go. Klim, Rucker, Halvarsens, Held, Fuel and Risha all have something to offer in this respect. Now, as ever, with the Hard Track jacket, Spidi has got the looks right. The jacket is super comfortable, it fits well, it's got amazing venting, and with its level 2 armour and AA rating, it's about as protective as any jacket out there with a removable waterproof liner. And it's pretty well priced too. Not suggesting that in any way this is a cheap suit, but you will pay a lot more for what might be considered to be a similar offering from the likes of Rucker and Held. Of course, in the margin, both of those suits, in other words, the Rucker suit and the Held suit, are superior in that they've got Gore-Tex stretch waterproof liners. So I suppose it could be suggested that even though you pay more for those suits, you're also going to get more. But that doesn't detract from the fact that the Hard Track jacket and its matching pant offer pretty decent value for money. The jacket costs $550, the pant is $340. Now, that's less than the Rucker and the Held, obviously. It's also less than the Halvarsens suit, but it's more than the offerings from Fuel and Risha. And to us, that sounds, I suppose, about right. Now, if this combo sounds interesting, come and see us if you can. This is a really well-equipped suit, and in terms of sheer comfort, I don't think there's much out there to match it. Well, I hope you liked the Hard Track jacket and its matching 4-season pant. If you want to look at more jackets and pants with removable liners, then visit the website motorlegends.com. If you want to learn more specifically about the Hard Track jacket and the pant, click on one of the links on the screen. Sometimes they're around there, up there, sometimes they're down there. That will take you to a dedicated page on the website. Now, when you're there, you can check out the spec in a little bit more detail. You can check on availability, and obviously if you want to buy either piece, you can do that there and then. When you buy from us, we try to make the process simple, straightforward and risk-free as we possibly can. There's no delivery charge on any item of protected wear that you buy from us. Returns are totally free, and what's more, we give you a full 12 months in which to decide whether you do want to return something to us. We have the best price promise in the business. Now, some years ago, John Lewis was rightly famed for its never knowingly undersold price promise, but we go one stage better. If you can find any retailer selling anything that we sell at a price that is lower than ours, we will beat that retailer's price by a full 10%. Now, there are a few terms and conditions associated with what we call our price beat. Nothing particularly onerous, I assure you, but if you are going to attempt to price beat us, then I suggest you go over to the website and check out what those terms and conditions are. If in the future you'd like to see bulletins from us about new products, then if you go to the website, at the top of every page there's a piece of script that says newsletter sign up. Click on that, within seconds you'll be in business. If, however, you prefer to get your information videographically, that is to say in this form, we'd be simply delighted if you want to become a subscriber to our YouTube channel, and you can do that by clicking on the button below. Finally, I'd like to make mention of our fabulous little shop here at Motor Legends. We're based about a mile from the railway station, a mile from the centre of Guildford. And as I suggest, it's a small shop, it's got a small footprint, but it's attached to our warehouse where over 3 floors we've got more than £4 million worth of stock. And that technically makes us the second largest motorcycle apparel shop in the country. However, we would like to think that we are more than just the amount of merchandise we have here in the building. We're all about service, we're all about personal fitting. If you want to check us out, visit Trustpilot. We have the highest 5-star ranking in the business. And when you come to see us, we'll serve you only the finest Italian illy coffee or proper Yorkshire tea in a proper teapot. And who knows, if you're lucky, you might even get to sample one of our delicious motorcycle-shaped shortbread biscuits. Anyway, this has been Chris. I hope to talk to you again soon.